ये ऑन है क्या?
हाँ वो और चेक करते रहता है वो लोग में।
हाँ वैसे तो ऑन ही है।
वो ऑन है?
क्या करते हो?
अरे वो इंटरेस्टिंग पैटर्न बन रहा है
विदांशु
उससे।
को
टक
देखो,
टक टक टक। So as I was saying, I kind of want to know what your favorite like mind-blowing paradox is.
Being an anime fan, I don't know, a lot of people consider this an anime, but Doraemon is always going to be one of my favorite paradoxes of sorts. So let's just assume this, Doraemon is sent to the past by Nobita's great grandson Sevashi to fix Nobita's life, right? But it doesn't make sense if you think about it, because in this universe, Nobita marries Jaiko, which is the reason why Sevashi exists, and because Sevashi exists, Doraemon exists. Now, if you create another future just to stabilize Nobita's entire life, career, whatever, so the entire point is that Nobita has to marry Shizuka for this timeline to work out well. But if Nobita marries Shizuka, then Sevashi wouldn't exist and Doraemon wouldn't exist. So technically,
I mean, I just think that there are like so many paradoxes when it comes to Doraemon, because it's basically like a time travel thing and we don't know for sure what's gonna happen. But I think my most thing is like all the time wale paradoxes, being the grandfather one, or what was the other thing
The
that you were
bootstrap
saying?
paradox.
What's that about?
So basically, the bootstrap paradox is like, let's say you go back in time, meet William Shakespeare, and give him a copy of The Merchant of Venice. Now he publishes the same thing, and many years later you get the same book.
Yeah.
So technically, did you publish the book? Did you give him the book, or did he write it? Because if you keep thinking about it, you are the one who gave him the book, but he's the one who wrote it. But you are the one who gave it to him. So he would not have the book unless you gave it to him, and vice versa.
That applies to literally everything that has been discovered not discovered, but like invented or like made
That's
by
the best
humans.
thing, I suppose. The moment you catch one paradox, you'll find so many different paradoxes.
Exactly.
You just have to find one, and then you'll see, oh, everything is a paradox.
Yeah,
It's just-
exactly.
And then you just can't decide. And the worst part being, you just can't decide because everything makes sense or everything will work out anyway. And you know everything is a paradox. But we're still living in uncertainty, and that's a little absurd to me at least.
I mean, but like there are so many different paradoxes other than just time travel, because like time travel, so we don't know what's gonna happen. But another thing about time paradox is that if time travel is like actually possible, how is it that no one from the future has come and met us? How come have if there is a future and if there like time travel exists, I'm sure we can advance to a point where if it is possible, we can build machines and engineer our way through the past. But like there is still no sign of it.
But I also think it's ridiculed more. That's why nobody is going to accept it. If you consider basically if you consider sages or somebody, they are trying to do that, but not in the form that we accept it. They're trying to do exactly, there are people who want to prognosticate, they're just going to say prophecy or something, but nobody is actually going to accept something like that. It's just ludicrous to us, but it's something that I don't know if they are going to find. It might not be true exactly, but it's something, there are so many ideas
But
that...
what the concept that is ridiculed is not just the concept that is actually ridiculed is that they're just making something up, because like what they say is basically like something which is so common that you have faced such hardship in life. Everyone faced hardship. There is nothing person specific to it. I think that concept is ridiculed, not like the time travel wala
I personally
thing.
feel that one aspect of paradoxes is that we are seeking rationality at the end of the day. We want a proper answer to anything.
And objectivity.
Yeah, objectivity. Now, when you bring in a paradox, you're just bringing in another element, subjectivity, and it just becomes too complicated for any one of us to understand, because we are of the notion that things should work out a certain way, and if it works out a certain way, then it must be right. Time travel is literally that.
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly.
Now, if time travel supposedly existed, then there would be a complete, it sort of would create absolute chaos in our entire universe, and we will never be able to answer those questions. It's the same thing with paradoxes.
the best thing about paradoxes would be it actually points out at stupidity of people in some sense. Because like a lot of people, even the invention of irrational numbers, it was never accepted in the first place. He was literally thrown into some
Yeah.
ocean and killed because he said 1 and 1, if that's the side of the triangles, root 2 would have to be the other side, and he was actually killed for that. So people were not good enough to understand him. That does not mean he was wrong. So there are so many things like that that points out at people's stupidity, because just because we are large in number doesn't make it true.
I mean, I get that, but then there are some things that, okay, maybe not conceptually, but like, oh, you guys have heard of the Pinocchio, like the liar's lie thing, which is basically that if Pinocchio says that, oh, my nose is gonna grow, if it grows, that's not acceptable. If it doesn't grow, that's also not acceptable. So I think it's not, paradoxes don't exist just in terms of like concepts that we have not discovered yet. It's even like the questions that we made up. Pinocchio is something that we made up.
Yeah.
But and we're like trying to contradict ourselves and trying to find answers in them. You know,
Yeah.
it's something like that.
Fiction
Guys.
is always gonna have a lot of those elements, and that's because, okay, I feel like 1950s science fiction is the goated hell
Yeah,
zone
fair.
of, you know, having all of these paradoxes. For instance, you know, I think the butterfly effect, although a lot of people would disagree that it is a paradox, at least among you guys, it does ask a very interesting question. How much of a change will alter a complete timeline? And that's one of the
Yeah.
one of the pressing questions that constantly comes up in my mind,
I
especially.
think it's actually the underlying question to many, in fact, all of the time traveling questions also, any of it, the cause and effect one. If just in case the cause, it's always the cause is preceding the effect, right? What if effect actually precedes the cause? That question itself becomes vital because it destroys your free will entirely. The
Exactly,
concept
yeah.
about free will, it's most vital. At
And
least
humans
for-
want free will.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Fair.
The thing is, we don't want to deny the already accepted idea which is comforting us. It's like free will. Imagine somebody says, oh, I knew you would do it. And then it's just, ego will maintain its place.
I mean, fair enough, but that's not really. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Hey,
Okay,
let's
can
do
I
this
start? Can I
thing.
say something
Huh?
stupid? The Rick Astley paradox.
What's that?
Okay, the Rick Astley paradox is basically a meme-made paradox. Well, it states this. Okay, if you ask Rick Astley for his copy of the Disney film Up, he's never gonna give it to you. But by doing so, he's gonna give you up. He's gonna let you down, and he's gonna make you cry.
Huh?
Yeah.
What? 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 No, I didn't understand what you're trying to say.
No, I think you would still react the same if you understand it. So.
Okay. No, we're gonna talk about something simpler because I did not understand what it. Okay, I think one of the most like basic concepts that the grandfather paradox
Yeah.
that you were talking about.
Start, mate.
Okay, so one other paradox which I was thinking about is the grandfather's paradox. So basically, something like the bootstrap paradox. Let's say you go back in time to when your grandfather was a child, and let's say you kill him. Okay, just don't take this seriously, but let's say you kill him. So in that case, your parents would never be born, at least one of your parents.
Yeah.
Which means you would never be born. Which means you never went back in time to kill your grandfather. Which means your grandfather was actually alive, which means your parent was alive, which means you're alive. So did you actually go back and kill him, or are you alive? And that's where paradoxes come into play. It doesn't make sense.
I ignored the point of taking it serious because I'm absolutely taking this one thing very
No.
seriously.
No.
But also think about it. Paradoxes do exist because of the very fact that we overthink about things a bit
Oh,
more.
we overthink a lot. I mean, but honestly, coming back to this, I kind of think that if I was to go and kill my grandfather, which I would not, but if that were to happen, don't you think it would just open like a different timeline where you don't exist? You know,
Yeah.
the present has already happened, and in the present you went back to the future, so that would open a different timeline.
That
But
is
when
a
you come
fair-
back to the present, is your grandfather alive right now?
How will you be in the present?
You won't be in the present if your grandfather was never there.
But she's discussing the possibility of creating an alternative timeline.
Yeah,
For instance,
exactly.
assuming that, okay, by me lifting the pen, I've already created another timeline. It's like the idea that there is constant changes that are inspired by our decisions in one particular event that triggers an alternative timeline.
This is like we can never say no to anything.
Exactly.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
exactly.
anything can happen. If somebody says you something so foolish, you know it's a sheer act of folly, but then you still have to accept it because anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
There have
obnoxious
been
in some sense.
exactly there in the history of science there have been so many concepts which people like, oh, this doesn't exist, but it actually
yes.
came to prove that it does.
Yes.
So maybe the concept of multiverse, multiple
Yeah.
timelines, it
Could be
might
true.
it might
It
exist.
absolutely is true.
The main reason why some people like say something doesn't exist is because they don't understand it.
Yeah,
Many years
exactly.
ago, people didn't think that the Earth is rotating around the sun. They're like, no, the Earth is round. No, none of that makes
no.
sense. And right now, for us, time travel doesn't make sense. The multiverse theory doesn't make sense. For all you know, it might be true. You'll never
The
know.
interesting part is, will we ever run out of paradoxes? Do you think, okay, let's assume time travel is solved. What other paradoxes could come up? Will we ever run out of paradoxes?
I would
Do you ever
say
think?
I would say the best paradoxes come from real life mostly.
Like, for example, the ship of Theseus. This is a historic paradox which I found out.
This ruined me already.
Yeah. So back in Greek mythology, there is the warrior Theseus. So he had this ship which he went to his expeditions and everything. So the paradox goes like this. Let's say once the ship is slightly damaged, you replace one plank of wood with a new one. And over time, the other things start to rot, so you keep replacing it over and over again. Many years later, every single plank of wood from the old ship has been replaced. So now, is this ship still the ship of Theseus or is it not? Because not one single plank of wood over there is the original one. All of them are new. So is this a new ship or is this the same old ship of Theseus?
Well, it is the old ship by name.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the concept of the old ship is there. I mean, think about it.
Yes.
In concept, it's the old thing because once you replaced one plank, the new plank became a part of ship of Theseus. So it is kind of.
The worst part is I imagine this with myself. Imagine, who am I then? I mean, are my hands mine? I can't just, if somebody asks me, who are you?
Oh wait,
I can't really answer.
I've heard. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's true. Google this. But I've heard that all your cells and everything in your
they
body gets
replace.
replaced.
Yeah,
Exactly.
7 years, once in
7 years, right?
Everything gets
I
replaced.
have not gotten me anymore.
Yes, it's not you. It's not you. So 7 years, you're all changed. So it's still you.
That sounds so good because
kind
like
of
the
like
things
you
I did
exist-
7 years ago
It's
is
still on.
erased.
Yeah,
I love that.
You have
yeah.
outdone it.
It's
What
kind
were
of
you
like
saying?
you exist as a concept, but you're not you anymore.
But the brain is mine. The memories are mine. I am me.
It's still not you
But-
because
But
they-
physically,
everything
you are
changed.
not you.
I am not me anymore.
Yeah, you are
Guys.
not you.
Okay.
No.
Okay, let's use the ship of
Yeah,
Theseus
no.
concept with aeroplanes. For instance, if I decide to take one particular jet and it travels like for the next 30 years, and then I decide one day I'm going to replace every single part. Sure, the memories are intact, the flight distance it has traveled, and the locations it has traveled is also intact and has been stored in a directory, but it's no longer the same
See,
aeroplane.
but the difference between what you guys said is he replaced one part at a time.
Yeah.
Because it's not that you just like build a new ship or like a
Yeah.
new plane. He replaced one plank at a time, one part at a time. So I think that if you do that, I think it's still the same thing. But like if I'm gonna buy a new plane and call it the same thing, that's not the
Now,
same
I'm
plane.
not saying buy a new plane. I'm saying replace all the parts of this old plane with the new plane.
What's the difference?
No, I really want you to justify how is idea making sense. How is it still whatever? What are we talking about?
The ship of Theseus.
Yeah,
How is it still the
how
same?
is it? How is it that?
Okay, think of the 7 years body replacement. I am still me.
What you might be your duplicate. Who knows? You might be a replica
What if
of
you are the
yourself.
one-
No, hey, gaslighting. This is not. This is
you
gaslighting.
might
This
Time
is what
traveled
happened back
into our
then.
universe,
People
just
didn't want
saying.
to accept. People just didn't want to accept. Now you're.
I am the queen of denial. Shut up, everyone. I am still me. Just mistakes all erased.
You'd be an amazing Renaissance man, just saying.
Wait, to be fair, you're getting replaced one at a time.
So it's like your one cell is getting replaced at any point of time. You still have old parts of you. And by 7 years, the part that you're like, okay, entirely new me is like, so 7 years, almost 6 years and 11 months ago, you replaced like 50 cells in your body.
Exactly.
Those are old cells, so you're still you.
Yeah.
So, just in case after some point the majority of it would be new cells, then would it be
What makes it new or old? So see, how much time does it take for New Year to become old year?
1 second.
That's too complex, mate.
No, it's a fair argument though. Thank you.
That's-
But like, yeah.
that broke
is
my
a
head,
fair
guys.
argument. I mean, isn't that what paradox? Breaking your head. When you said it's overthinking, that is so true because none of this is apart from like the conceptual part of it, the liars one or the ship one. Who wants to make a ship? I don't want to make a ship. It's all just
There are
us
people
overthinking.
who need to make a ship, by the way. We need
I'm a
ships.
CSE engineer. It's fine.
Fair
I don't
enough.
want to make a ship. Okay, I will code. That is more
Okay,
than
what
enough
if you
for
come
me.
to a point in life where you're like,
Yeah.
you know what, I have all the money in the world. Why not just go on a yacht trip and just
I will buy a new one. I will not replace.
So the only solution is don't overthink.
Yeah.
Basically, all paradoxes
But
will
hey,
come to an end if you don't.
you must overthink.
Yeah, we all think. I
We
don't
have
think,
to overthink.
Yes, yes.
Without
I'm just suggesting it to
overthinking.
Gautami, not us. We are going to overthink. We like overthinking here.
I
But
mean, fair
okay,
enough.
you know, one of the most interesting things I just thought about is about overthinking. Without overthinking, we'll never come to paradox. We'll never have paradoxes. But without paradoxes, a lot of achievements in science probably wouldn't exist.
That's true.
That's
You
a
know,
good
See,
point.
for instance, think about this. When Newton was under a tree and the apple fell on his head, on a regular day it's just an apple falling on his head. But he had to think about why it happened. Like, why did this following incident happen? And in a sense, it must have been paradoxical when it initially came out that why are things falling down on earth? Shouldn't it go up? Shouldn't it go
Yeah.
down? Why is it the way? Why do objects behave the way it
Just
behaves?
to put it out there, if at all I get to time travel and go back to the past, I would not kill my grandfather. I would catch that apple. And I would catch that apple and throw it in a river.
Too
Because
bad.
why?
Too bad somebody else would have discovered that thought. You know, thoughts are constant.
You might have to be omnipotent for that.
Exactly.
You might have
Who
to
knows? There
stop
might be
everything.
somebody else other than Newton who might have discovered that, but except instead of an apple, it might have been a
Grape.
coconut.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's called
yeah, that-
dying
yeah.
here. That's
That
not
won't lead to
called
the discovery
discovering.
of
That's called dying.
Fine, a guava. And maybe apple would have been replaced by guava, and we'd be saying that.
I think it's just a story. Do you think apple really fell?
this is a good
Why is
topic
it-
to talk about. Yeah, was it apple?
Hello? Hello?
Too late आया ना? तेरी view.
Down.
Some horrible
Just
bloopers.
look at your
All blank, one by one. It makes sense, total sense.
Oh, this I'm just saving. बाकी सब में मैं paper चिपका. For anyone who wants to see what's happening in this, guys.
Oh my God.
Paper चिपका के reuse कर रहे हैं हम लोग. Because it's like the glossy paper wala print. It's not the 2
Oh,
रुपए
you-
वाला
okay.
print. It is the 20 रुपए वाला
Okay,
print.
I think we should start.
हाँ.
Oh, yeah. That kid, right?
Okay. रुको इसको सीधा करना. हाँ. So what were you talking? What would?
I actually found whatever you said interesting because it's actually the consequences that brings out the implication.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's always that. Imagine, if paradoxes would not exist or if we would want to deny the idea of confusion, we are never going to reach a place where we can transgress the idea of whatever we have. We are going to be constant, and I don't think if motion or dynamics does not exist, how will we ever move?
Yeah.
It's
Good
never
point,
going
yeah.
to. It's never.
There's a paradox regarding
Yeah, so
this.
I'm pretty sure it's called Zeno's paradox. So that's where an ancient philosopher said if you're going from point A to point B, let's keep it as point A, point B, first you'll have to go half the distance. And
Yeah.
then another half the distance.
Yeah.
And then another half. But as you keep going, you realize that fractions don't go to zero. It just goes to a very small number. So you'll always be very, very close to the wall, but you'll never actually reach the wall. And baffled a lot of physicists and philosophers for a very long time, because how do we reach another point if we just keep going half the distance every single time? And this was solved. So this was one of the reasons why people try to figure out ways to solve such questions using integration. So integration starts off with this.
So smart.
You see the point of geometric progression now. Infinite sum. I always thought, how can the first time I learned the geometric progression, it never made sense to me. Like infinity, you're going to infinity, but you're still
Exactly.
coming to one or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it made sense, and in fact, that's the only point when intrigued me. Oh, math is interesting. Yes, we should. I mean, it was, but it just caught me there.
I mean, I think paradoxes and the overthinking that humans do, I think that overthinking and the fact that we're questioning everything, we are, we want to dive deeper into it, we want to think about it, discover, we want a concrete answer to absolutely everything. I think that is the sole reason that we have been able to discover so much, we've been able to come this far technologically, philosophically, even socially at a point.
Yes.
I mean, we think so much and we try to build a structure or a system.
Exactly.
A system. Which, I mean, that's fair enough. I think paradoxes have helped us kind of, come across and solve questions like
Yeah.
integration. Not that I like integration, but like, yeah, sure.
No, but
Why not?
I don't see anything happening, at least now. It's always extraneous. You see nothing happening. We are not doing anything for sustenance. We are not living. We are not just eating food. We are not consuming water and living. We are doing so much more. None of them are actually required per se. Back then, people still survived with doing absolutely nothing. Even intellectual capacity, it was.
Oh, that's okay.
It's alright.
Chalo, we'll.
Okay. Even the intellectual capacity. Oh yeah. Now that I'm thinking of intellectual capacity, I always wonder: is it because our intellectual capacity increased, we are thinking of all this, or is it because they are
Well,
there?
see,
we are
I
thinking
feel
of
like
all
it's
this?
more about maturity. The more you grow older, the more you ask a lot of questions.
Curiosity.
Curiosity does increase as time
Yeah.
grows on. And back as a kid, we had simple answers to simple questions.
No.
We absolutely did.
No.
I feel like, or maybe our adults were great enough to basically give us simple answers
No,
to simple
they
questions.
manipulated us.
Bro. Okay.
Okay, this is a podcast, guys.
I
No,
still
I
don't
mean,
understand.
I'm fair enough, but like, yeah.
So, at least for me, the moment I still remember asking my mom, wait, how can people be born? Like, is reproduction the only source? That never made sense to me.
Parthenogenesis is a thing. Unfortunately, humans can't do that.
I really. Okay, how the hell is this related to a paradox?
See, basically, if somebody has to be born out of somebody, how can it's going to be a loop, right? There's never a starting point.
It is a loop.
Yeah, so again, it's basically
It's called evolution, dear.
so evolution is somewhat paradoxical.
But not
It's
really.
just an observation per se, evolution.
See, evolution is more about how a body adapts to the situations around it. It's not necessarily paradoxical. For example, giraffes. Giraffes used to have shorter necks at one point of time, but they had to adapt as trees started growing. So they had to be like a bit taller and, pluck those leaves.
So why did the trees grow?
Well, that's because
Evolution.
Evolution.
Has to answer that.
Yeah,
Why does it not?
but it's not paradoxical. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, you just proved her point.
Oh, shit.
Because she's asking why evolution. You answered evolution. No, but I think, some things can be explained. I think another thing why evolution occurred is because progress. We, as any organism wants to progress. We have basic instincts, which is to eat, which is to
Our basic instinct is to reproduce so that our future generations can survive. The entire point of human or life existence is reproduction. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but it's still never going to answer the question of evolution. I mean, this is not evolution actually, but it's just the idea of why things change. Why is change necessary? Maybe now we look at the ramifications of it and then we are able to answer. But we can never answer the cause of a change. Effects of a change, yeah, sure, you have a lot of implications. But the cause of a change, I don't think, at least as of now, I don't think even if we ponder a lot, we'll be able to answer that question. But
I think
in future,
the only change is the only constant. So we are going to continue to evolve. We are going to continue to. But yeah. Fair enough. Now that
It's
I
basically
think
just
about
like curiosity, overthinking,
Yeah.
inquisitive ability of humans. All of this is what is leading to our evolution.
But that's
to
the beautiful
everything.
part of it.
That is
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
beautiful
that's
part.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, without all of whatever he said, we would not have been able to get
Exactly.
that far.
yeah, but maybe the alternative would also be equally beautiful.
What, staying in a cave?
It could be, who knows? Maybe if you were never introduced
See,
out
but
of the
also,
cave.
you know, there is one aspect of us that believes that if all the evolution and all the technological innovations that happened in the last 100 years never happened, maybe the earth would be a better place, but we'll never know.
Yeah, we'll
Maybe
never know.
maybe we would have been worse, maybe we would be better, but it is a part of all of this.
See, in a way, you won't miss what you don't know.
Exactly.
And this brings me to one more thing. As you mentioned, cave. There is this concept called Plato's cave. So that's where prisoners are kept in a cave for a very long time, and eventually new prisoners are born there. So when they are born there, all they know their whole life is the cave, and all
Yeah.
they see are the shadows on the cave. So their life is limited to just what they see in the cave, and they don't know what's outside. So what they believe is just what they see. They don't realize that there are trees outside. They don't realize there's sunlight outside. So that is somewhat paradoxical because in their point of view, that is what life is. And for us, it's so much more. So that's pretty crazy to think about.
This
How
all-
it's very different for different people.
This reminded me of the classic common joke that a lot of people do on the internet, like I was born in the wrong generation.
Yeah,
You know?
honestly, yeah. Every little slang that we pick up, it makes sense. Even if we kind of don't agree with them, it's still.
It's kind of funny because a lot of kids say that I want to be born in 70s India or 90s India where there's a lot of opportunities, and they're like, there weren't much opportunities back then.
Yeah, we take technology for granted.
Yeah.
Like when we
Genuinely.
say like that, we have our lives so much easier because of technology. And they didn't. So maybe grass is greener on the other side.
It's
Yeah,
always.
it's always.
In
Yeah,
fact,
it's
grass
always.
green on the other
Always.
side is a great paradox. Think about it.
Oh, fair enough. That's just wait, that's not a paradox, that's just a concept, because like I feel that grass is greener on the other side because
Anything
I
which
just,
is contradictory is technically a paradox. In my
Yes.
opinion.
I think we can actually. Sometimes I also think it's linguistics that are creating paradoxes.
Yeah,
basically,
All
yes.
the time.
it's called overthinking. Why we are doing it, I don't know, but we are doing it. I mean, but yeah, it's fair enough because without paradox, as I said, we can't.
We can't progress
We can't
much.
progress. Without overthinking, without asking questions, without making up questions,
Yes.
we cannot progress.
No, thinking of the paradox that you mentioned, it's also related to the Andromeda paradox. If you have heard the
What is it?
What is
now is different for all of us. It's like if there is this galaxy Andromeda, and then if the light, it takes like around 2.5 billion years to light years to
Yeah,
reach
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody is running and I'm still. The stagnant me will take a little more time for the light to reach to me than to the person who's jogging. So for them, they can see the now of the Andromeda paradox. But for me, I'm going to see it maybe 2 minutes later. So the now for them is different. So the mentioning of the word present also is not something that we can actually use so loosely.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
now is different.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing that what if sun just like bursts or something like that? It doesn't exist suddenly.
We
It
won't know
will
for like
take
8 minutes.
exactly. We won't know for
Yeah.
8 minutes.
Maybe when we know it's already destroyed.
It's already
Yeah,
destroyed.
it's
It's too
already
late. We
destroyed.
can't do anything.
Okay, let me just think about this. I hope it works, but a lot of us have, how do I say? When we experience something,
Yeah.
we have a lot of grievances about them. For example, when I was in 10th grade, I hated my boards. When I came to 12th
Everyone.
grade, JEE coaching, everything screwed me over. But eventually, and even in engineering or whatever we are doing, we are tired because of our courses, we feel overwhelmed by our assignments. But
In retrospect.
10 years down the line, we're going to look back and be like, damn.
That was the time.
Those were the best days of our lives. So when you think about it, it's kind of funny that when we experience these events that happened in our life at that particular point, we were so
stressed out and-
overwhelmed.
yeah.
But 5 years down the line, we just look at it and be like, hey, this is absolutely fun. We had lots of freedom. We were young. We had all the potential. Right now, I'm just ramming buttons on my keyboard.
Yeah, I mean life. It's
That
called life.
life
Such is
itself is a
life.
massive paradox
Yeah,
because
yeah.
in a
That's
way
true, that's true.
when you think about it, you look at certain things and it's constantly contradictory. A lot of things we do is contradictory. At the end of the day,
Humans aren't rational.
We are
We
not.
don't
We
think.
are
Never.
not. Once we are caught up with emotions, we are never rational.
also one of the funniest things, like I stated, was that we are irrational beings trying to look for rationality, and that's why paradoxes
Oh,
exist.
that's
The
another
thing is,
really good
truth is
point.
grey. We are not going to find truth in black and white. We are looking for binary answers, but
It's not.
But the
yeah,
world is
the
not
world
that
is
binary.
not
The world is not
binary.
binary.
yeah,
Good
or at
quote.
least not to us now.
Someone can put that on a t-shirt. The world is not binary.
Blank merch.
Yeah, when is that coming out, guys?
So,
I'll buy it first day for sure.
Our VP is there. Ask her. हाँ, editor से पूछो. I mean, yeah, to conclude, I just feel that it's a topic that we can never cover in like 40-45 minutes, however long this
How
is.
long?
We've been talking for a long time. I think the cut will be a little smaller. But we can't cover it in utna time. It is so much to think about, and we overthink. I think that's the hobby of our generation.
We
isn't
love
it?
overthinking.
Yeah,
it.
we just
Hopefully
overthink.
that brings out some great innovation and great progress.
It will.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Fingers
Eventually,
crossed.
at some point.
Maybe.
I need one project for my portfolio. I'm trying to do that
All
only.
the
I
best.
don't know. I don't know about innovation. That's not gonna happen. But like, I mean, yeah, we can't summarize it. We can't discuss all of it. We can just touch it and say that, oh, overthinking as bad it is. It's the only reason that we have discovered, we have invented, we have theorized, rationalized, come to this point in our point in the era that we and I think we have a lot more to do as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
we need. I want the answer to the grandfather paradox. Actually, I
You
just
have been saying that out of
because
nowhere.
I mean, it is so interesting though, because when you think about acha nahi, let's not dive into it again.
No, actually, this is the best part. You can start off any point, even while ending, and it feels like, oh, I'm starting off
Or,
new.
Yeah.
or the classic when you want to conclude a podcast but we have too many points to
we
talk
yeah
about.
we will like yeah they're asking us to cut. I don't want to cut, but
Yeah, guys.
anyways. Should we did introduce? नाम ही
We
नहीं
can do that
बताया
outside.